Hi everybody, I thought I'd try and keep it the same because I know you're doing really well with your words of the week. So on a Friday we're going to try and do our words of the week and our handwriting. So let's see what our words are for this week. Okay, so they've all got the same sound, so let's have a look at what the sound is. Let's read them together. Are we ready? K, ah. So we've got special friends are, k, ah. What word is it? Car. Well done if you said that. So we've got special friends are. Ready? Are. Star. Well done. Special friends are. Fred talk. Part. I'm sure you're doing really well with this. Oh, we've got two special friends this time. Sh and are. Okay, and then we've got a P. So see if you can read that one. Sh, A, P. Sharp. Well done. Special friends are Fred talk. H, A, D. Hard. Wow. So these are your words of the week. What I want you to do is I want you to write them out. And remember, you need to keep practicing like you do any other week. Just because you're at home and it's only today that I'm putting this on there, remember you can keep practicing them over and over. But just for now, I want you to pause the video and copy those words out. You don't need to do the underlined special friends or the dots unless you want to. It's entirely up to you. All right, so pause the video and write out your words for the week. Now what we're going to do is I've written some sentences for my words of the week, and I'd like you to do the same. So we're going to read my sentences first. Then I want you to choose at least 3 words, but you can do all 5 if you want to. But I'd like you to choose at least 2 or 3, okay? And write me some sentences using that word. So I'll share the ones that I've done with you. Perhaps you could read them with me as well. I have a dark green car. I have a dark green car. So I've used my capital letter and I've used my full stop as well. And I've also remembered my finger spaces. So when you're writing your sentences, don't forget to use those. Let's have a look at my next sentence. In maths, a part makes a whole. In maths, a part makes a whole. And I've used part in my sentence twice. And I've changed my first word because sometimes we often write I for all of our sentences, don't we? So I've tried to think of a different sentence starter. So a little bit of a trickier challenge there if you want to have a go at that. Instead of writing I for every sentence, see if you can think of another word. And remember, finger spaces, and I've got my full stop. Then my last sentence is, that knife is sharp. So choose 2 or 3 words, or 5 if you want to do a super challenge, and put them into sentences, remembering your capital letter at the beginning, finger spaces in between words, and then your full stop at the end. Pause the video and have a go. And then finally, we're going to do our handwriting. Now, we started our cursive writing, didn't we? And we didn't get very far because unfortunately schools had to close. But I'd really like to continue doing our cursive writing. So we're going to try our best at doing cursive writing. And it's quite tricky for Miss Creaser to do this on the laptop, but I'm going to give it a go, just like you're going to give it a go at home. But I also want to say, I don't want you to get really worried about it. If you're not sure how to do it, or you get a little bit muddled, don't worry. What I'd rather you did was make sure you could form the letter properly and write in beautifully when you're doing your writing if you can't write it cursive. So what I mean by that is if you're struggling to do a cursive letter, okay, because you're not sure how to do it, and I'm going to show you in a minute, and you just want to do a normal A, that's absolutely fine, okay? So don't get worried, upset, okay, and start panicking because you can't do it. Just go back to doing a normal A if you're not sure, because what I want you to do is to make sure you can do the A properly, okay? Because remember, an A doesn't start like that, does it? All right, and we don't take our pen off and do things like that, okay? So there's the sorts of things that I want you to be working on if you're a little bit unsure about cursive. But let's have a go and see how you get on. You might surprise yourself. Are we ready? So with our cursive writing, we always start with a lead in. All right, so I want you to watch me first, and then you can have a look. I'll also give you some other ideas before you do it onto paper, so that it might help you a little bit. All we do with cursive is we write the letter A, but we do a lead in first. So we start from the line, and we do a lead in, as if we're going to then do our curly cur, and then we come back down and flick. And if you notice, my pen does not come off my page. So I want you to try the same with your pencil. So I'll do it again. So I start at the bottom line. I do a lead in as if I'm then going to do my curly cur, up, down and flick. All right. So all it is a lead in to the middle, do my curly cur, and then up, down and flick. But like I say, I want you to have a go, but if you're really, really struggling, or you're grown-ups think that you're just a little bit not sure, or you're getting upset with yourself, just go back to practicing curly cur, up, down and flick and A, just to make sure that is formed correctly. All right? But before you do it on paper, perhaps you could do it in the air. So we do lead in, and then we do curly cur, up, down and flick. All right, so you could do it in the air. You could also, if you sat at a desk or you've got a dining room table, you could even do it on the carpet, on the sofa, wherever you're working. Just use your finger on the table. So you can't see me, but on my table, I'm doing a lead in and then a curly cur, up, down and flick, and I'm doing that on my desk. All right, so just like I did in the air, I did it on the desk, but like I say, you can do it on a desk, on a table, on the carpet, on the sofa. You could even do it on somebody's back. So if you're sat with your grown-up, or some of you might have some brothers or sisters who might help you with this, you could even try and do it on their back. And sometimes that's a good little game to do, to try and guess the letter. So I know some of you have got some big brothers or sisters who will have done some cursive writing, so they might help you as well. But like I say, don't panic if you can't do it. Just have a go and try your best, Nottingham. That's all I ask of you. So I'm going to do the next letter, and then you're going to have a go, and I want you to do a full line of A and a full line of D. So let me show you the D. Now, this D, okay, isn't very good because I've done it on the computer and they don't go to the top of the line like you should do. And I was telling somebody else about their tall letters the other day. So Miss Creaser needs to make sure she does it right. So again, we start at the bottom, we do a lead in, and then we do a curly cur. We go all the way to the top and then come all the way back down the same line and give it a flick just like that. All right. So again, my pen did not come off, did it? And your pencil needs to do the same. So we do a lead in, curly cur, all the way to the top and then back down and flick. So I'll do one more. Ready? Start at the bottom, lead in, and then curly cur, all the way to the top and back down and flick. All right. But again, have a go. And if you're not sure, just try and make sure that your D is formed correctly. So do a curly cur, all the way to the top and back down and flick. And remember, this is your first time of doing it, Nottingham. We've only done a curly cur in class. That's it. And then school had to close. So just keep trying with your cursive writing and just keep persevering if you can. But if grown-ups, I'll tell you, if they get upset, please don't push it. Just try and make sure they form their letters correctly because that's just as important. Take care, everybody, and I hope you all have a lovely weekend. And I will see you next week through the computer, ready for some more maths and English. Bye.